Get ready, everyone, we're about to uncover what could be the biggest scandal in daytime TV history.
Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Caroline Leavitt.
Get ready, everyone, we're about to uncover Buckle Up, The View is in serious trouble, and it's all because of Caroline Leavitt. The outspoken conservative firebrand has flipped the script, turning what started as a smear campaign into an $800 million legal disaster for the show. That's right, The View is now reportedly scrambling behind the scenes, with big names like Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin begging Caroline to drop the case. Why? Because this lawsuit could not only drain the show financially, but also put some of its biggest stars at serious risk. So, what exactly did The View say to spark such a massive legal battle? What was Caroline's bold response that has ABC's legal team in full panic mode? And could this be the final straw that gets The View pulled off the air for good? Stick around, we're breaking it all down, and if you haven't yet, hit that like button and subscribe for more real talk and major updates. Ready, let's get into it. It could be the biggest scandal in daytime TV history.
Listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. We have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex and all of this other BS,
Let's break it down. Once again, The View took a shot at Caroline Leavitt doing what they're known for: mocking, dismissing, and tossing out some pretty bold claims. This time, it was Joy Behar who took the lead, smugly implying that Caroline's success had nothing to do with talent or hard work. According to her, the only reason Caroline's getting attention is because Trump thinks she's a 10.
She's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. That's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the...
Let's break it down. Once again, The View took a shot at Caroline Leavitt doing what they're known for: mocking, dismissing, and tossing out some pretty bold claims. This time, it was Joy Behar who took the lead, smugly implying that Caroline's success had nothing to do with talent or hard work. According to her, the only reason Caroline's getting attention is because Trump thinks she's a 10.
I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah. Let
me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world.
This commentator said, Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to...
The outrage was instant. Fans wasted no time flooding social media, calling out The View for its blatant hypocrisy. One viral comment put it perfectly: The View says it supports women. Unless they're conservative, then it's open season. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of letting it slide, Caroline Leavitt wasn't having any of it. She layered up, hit back hard, and took the fight straight to where it hurts the most: their wallets.
Do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate.
Instead of getting caught up in petty social media drama, Carolyn went straight for the jugular. She filed a massive $800 million lawsuit against The View, accusing them of defamation, slander, and malicious attacks meant to destroy her career. This isn't just a lawsuit, it's a full-on declaration of war. Reports say The View's legal team is in full panic mode. Why? Because Carolyn isn't just fighting for herself, she's taking aim at the entire mainstream media machine. Her lawsuit claims that The View has a long history of smearing and silencing conservative voices, and this could be the case that takes them down for good. Now, let's talk about ABC's reaction. The network's executives are furious and scrambling to contain the damage before advertisers start pulling out. But by now, it's honestly too late.
No, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage.
And here's where it gets really embarrassing. Behind the scenes, the hosts of The View are reportedly begging Carolyn to settle the case privately. Yep, you heard that right. Joy Behar, the same woman who mocked Carolyn on Live TV, is now desperately trying to save herself. Whoopi Goldberg? Sources say she's been reaching out through mutual contacts, begging for a sit-down to clear the air. As for Sunny Hostin, her team is reportedly sweating bullets, with legal experts warning she could be personally on the hook for millions in damages. Oh, how the tables have turned. The once smug and untouchable hosts of The View are now scrambling to make this all go away. But here's the kicker: Carolyn isn't backing down. She knows this fight is bigger than just her. It's about holding the media accountable for years of lies, smears, and reckless attacks. And her supporters, they're absolutely loving it. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Carolyn Leavitt is doing what everyone wishes they could, making The View pay for their lies.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
At this point, ABC is in full-blown crisis mode. Executives are reportedly freaking out over how bad this lawsuit could get, with sources saying that major sponsors are getting nervous. Some are even considering pulling their ads from The View. Altogether, let's be honest, The View has been skating on thin ice for years. Between Whoopi Goldberg's past suspensions, Joy Behar's constant controversies, and the show's tanking credibility, it's no secret that ABC has been debating whether to pull the plug for quite some time. And here's the kicker: this lawsuit could very well be the final nail in the coffin. If the hosts of The View are now begging for it to be dropped, well, that says it all. The show is in chaos, the network is scrambling, and Carolyn Leavitt, she's winning. Now, it's your turn. Do you think Carolyn is right to keep fighting this case? Should The View be held accountable for their reckless attacks? And most importantly, is this the moment that finally takes The View down for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and before you go, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more breaking updates. Get ready, everyone, we're about to uncover what could be the biggest scandal in daytime TV history.